Hey, welcome to the Team Babe podcast. I'm Jason, and I'm Babe.
And I'm Robin, and I'm Babe.
Hello to you, Babe.
Hello, Babe. How the heck are ya?
I'm pretty good. It's been a heck of a week out there
Yeah.
in TV land.
In TV land, but not in the real world. Well, yeah, that's true because if you were thinking about all the things that are happening in just our TV land, there's like cults and 90s comedy and, old ladies cutting each other down. It's wild.
Yeah. Sophia, is just forgetting more stuff and reading more stuff off of cue cards. And,
right, exactly.
Blanche is still fucking a bunch of dudes, apparently.
Of course.
Doing it
That's
to
what
it,
she
man.
does, man.
That's what Blanche do.
Yeah.
Let Blanche do what Blanche gonna do.
Yeah. That's what I say.
Yeah, we do have a pretty vast tapestry of different stories and storytelling arcs going on in our TV lives, and so we wanted to make you guys so you could have a little bit of a TV life tonight or today or whenever you're watching or listening to this, or maybe like a radio life if you're not watching it.
Or like a radio lab.
No.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So,
what you been up to?
Speaking of life and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I've just been spending all my birthday money. Yeah.
Yeah, you got
I got some cash.
You got laced out with some nice cheddar cheese for your birthday, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you got some hundos.
And of course, I'm piddling away on all kinds of little crap.
Of course. I mean, I don't know how long I've been this way, but you've been so ridiculously frugal when you get money, or not. I don't know if frugal is the right word, but just scared to spend it.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I think the last probably 4 or 5 years, the money that I've gotten for birthday or Christmas or whatever has sat there in a budget category for months.
Yeah.
While I agonized about what to do with it. And then at a certain point, as I'm agonizing, which is stupid because it shouldn't be like that.
Should be fun, right?
I'm well, screw it. If it's that big of a deal, I just won't spend it on anything.
Right.
But I'm trying to get a little bit more decisive, hey, that.
Well, I'll tell you.
And then just being cool with my decision.
Yeah.
It's a learning process.
No regrets.
No regrets, man.
Okay.
Yeah. To turn away with no regrets.
Yeah.
No regrets or fears.
I'm not regretting my purchases so far. It's mostly been gold jewelry.
Nice.
From Etsy. And I'll tell you, I'm really excited about these safety pin earrings that are coming my way.
Wow. Yeah, you haven't discussed this with me, so it's like a birthday surprise for me too. I get to see the new attire. I get to see you all blinged out in your diamonds and pearls and your gold, And then we get to sing Diamonds and Pearls as a duet.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on that.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting.
But yeah, man, you'd be blinging with that.
Yeah.
Straight up gangster gold.
That's right.
Getting your grills.
That's right.
Getting laced out with all kinds of jewels.
Just wait till you see it, man. I'm going to have so many necklaces on.
Yeah.
You're not even going to know what to do.
Are you going to have you going to get one of the VW ones or whatever?
Don't tempt me, man.
Beastie Boys style.
I used to have a Mercedes-Benz one that I snapped off somebody's car, but I don't know where that is now.
License to Babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Straight up gangsta.
What about you? Speaking of life and everything, what's going on with your life, man?
My life, man. Life. Is it any wonder? It's just, it's such a trip, such a journey. It was a week. It was a week that I had in my life this week.
Yeah.
At times it was trying. At times it was wonderful.
I heard something about existential dread. Did I get that wrong?
No, there was and still is a bit of existential dread, just trying to figure out, because, I mean, on one hand, I'm totally, excited and content with the fact that I'm a world famous podcaster.
That's true.
And, that's very fulfilling, and I have this creative outlet that, millions of people around the globe get to take part in and, check out and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But, I also feel like I want to contribute in a way that is maybe more tangible too, as with my job and stuff like that,
Oh, like adulting?
Yeah. So I just been thinking about what I can do to get that adulting going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is your dread level now? Like
right
today?
now?
Yeah, like right
dread
now.
level right now is great.
Yeah.
It's the weekend.
Okay, cool.
We're recording a podcast.
Cool.
We're hanging out.
Right.
We got seltzers in the fridge. We got wine in the glass.
Look at us.
Yeah, look at us now.
Look at us living the life.
Cling, cling.
Ching, clink, clink.
I want to break your glass there, but yeah. So I don't know. It's been a real roller coaster around these parts for me, anyway. I would say this week is a week back after being off for a little over a week on vacation. It's always a little tricky for me to reintegrate into the 9-to-5 work life that I do.
Well, I mentioned that when I started my work week, on Tuesday, because everybody was off. I mean, most people were off on Monday. It was like re-entering the atmosphere from outer space, sort of like Brad Pitt in that Ad Astra movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where you're just kind of thinking, how will I do this? What are these strange things that I have to think about now? Oh, it was a real stretch to get my brain back in work mode, and that doesn't usually happen to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's usually that's my game.
Yeah,
that's how I am almost all the time.
Well, it's kind of fun. I mean,
it wasn't fun.
I mean, it wasn't fun to re-enter, but I mean, it was fun to be so far removed.
Oh yeah.
From work that it seemed like a foreign land.
Work was a distant memory.
Yeah, and this was also the longest 4-day work week of my life.
Mm. Yeah.
So I don't know what that's all about, but
yeah. Well, we made it. You know?
Yeah.
We made it. I think the dread and all the things were compounded by all the crazy fires and stuff. California is this crazy whirling cesspool of smoke and ash and stuff is falling all over the place. I mean, it's pretty. It's
grim.
It's pretty grim. We've there's just, it's going off all over the West Coast. It's you would have to drive for a minimum of 4 hours to get out of out of danger, sort of. Well, I don't know, maybe not 4, but close to.
Well, get away from enough smoke to make it feel worth it, or to get away from the fire danger.
And then there's probably smoke there too. Who knows? It seems like the whole West Coast, by and large, is on fire.
Yeah, it's an interesting additional layer to COVID and just all the other stuff that was already going on in the world, politics, and
it's kind of like an extra 2020 add-on that's really not that cool.
I didn't order that
not
as
that
a
cool,
side
2020.
dish, It wasn't like, oh hey, and a side of fire or whatever,
On a positive note, we've got our bug out bags all stocked and ready to go. We have plotted and planned our rendezvous points and our escape routes and our layup points and stuff like that.
Looking at the map,
Yeah. And then when you look at it and you think about it and you're like, oh shit. Almost wherever I go that would be nice to go, there's a bunch of fire danger there too.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
And then here, we've had crazy wildfires 2 years ago, and then there were more last year and stuff, and this year every fire season is just crazier and crazier. And we've got the car fire that happened here a couple years ago that burned 100,000 acres or something like that. And like basically, burned a bunch of people's homes and stuff, but also created this, what seemed like it was like a massive, miles wide fire break and stuff. But it's like for the last year when I get out on trails, I go, for a ride or a hike or something like that, it's like...
Well, there's plenty of stuff out there.
It's so ready to burn. Yeah. And then I saw a headline this week that was talking about like a fire, I can't remember the name of the fire, but burning through some of the same area that got burned in the campfire that decimated Paradise, the most destructive wildfire in California history. Killed a bunch of people, burned up the town of Paradise, basically. Like part of that burned again. And 3 people got burned alive. So
far.
Anyway, that's our comedy podcast. You can tell that it's not affecting us in any way. We're basically
comedy machines.
Yeah, we are. Like we're machines in that like life is just like kind of throwing all this stuff into the hopper,
Right.
And we're just grinding it up and turning it into comedy gold.
Well, what do you say that we move through these snake-infested waters and get on to the topic at hand?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny because like it does play into the fire and environmental destruction theme a little bit. I mean, not directly, but like basically this week we've got our friends Jamie and Jesse on the podcast. They were on before. They were our first guests, actually, on Team Babe.
Yep.
Did we say the name of the podcast yet?
Yeah.
This is where I second guess everything. Where am I? Who am I? What have I done? Yeah, so Jamie and Jesse, and this is like this week's lovers interview, and they're going to talk all about their what they've been doing during COVID, basically. Yes. And it's their garden love story, and
and they've really like created a beautiful garden in their backyard. And I mean, like a lot of us maybe are just kind of like bored at home, kind of waiting out COVID or whatever it is, and they have not been bored, I don't think, at all. Like they have just been out there slaving day after day. Mm-hmm. And I have to say I'm impressed because not everybody would take on such a huge job.
Totally, yeah. A lot of people are just hunkered down, trying to ride this thing out, but they've actually done some really cool shit and like refocusing. They're going to talk about it, but like refocusing their lives on that and like trying to do things in a more sustainable way and grow some of their own food and stuff like that is all really relevant and positive. And yeah, it's just great. So,
and I also think it's interesting to hear they've kind of done like a 180 as far as like how life was before COVID and how life is now.
Yeah.
But they're happy about it, which is interesting to me. So, anyway,
silver linings, man.
Yeah, we need some, right?
Yeah. So anyway, here is your silver lining. Hopefully, enjoy our talk with our friends Jamie and Jesse.
Okay, well, we'd like to welcome Jamie and Jesse back to the podcast. They were our first guests, and they're back today. Yay! How are you?
Yeah, welcome, guys.
Super good. How are you?
Good.
I felt weird now. All of a sudden, I got nervous.
Oh, really?
Because the show's starting. It's so professional.
You'll lighten up. Don't worry about it.
I will. Okay.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
I'm glad we have red light going in here.
Yeah.
Just breathe.
Because I blush.
We
Did
can't
you know that
see.
red light travels straight through your body?
Really?
No.
Yeah. It doesn't get stopped on things, and they're working on these filters that they can take like these super high resolution 3D scans of your body just by shooting red light through it instead of having to do X-rays and stuff anymore.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
And my favorite color for light in the house is an amber red.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of weird.
So if we had the right scientific equipment, we'd be able to see the inside of your body at all times? Is that
absolutely? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just put a red light behind them. Put on these. It's the way they described it is there's like a film that would normally like diffract light and like make it kind of like milky looking, so you can't see what's going on behind you. It's like that, but it does the opposite. Like it can somehow take all these red wavelength things that have bounced off of parts of your body and then focus it back to an image, but do it in 3 dimensions and in real time. And they can do it in your brain.
Wow.
Oh, it can go through your brain too.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's all very exciting stuff.
Yeah, that is. I've heard nothing about that.
It was like maybe a year ago I read that article. And I haven't heard anything since, but when I heard that article at the first time, I was very excited.
I hope you're not like that one guy that posted that thing about the demons. Sorry.
About the nuns? Is that
Did you
said?
say demons or nuns?
This is not a demon semen type of situation. It's like it was like a real scientific journal.
Okay, good.
And it was a TED Talks. You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, but sometimes I wonder about TED Talks. Do you guys? Like sometimes it's a little far-fetched. Like the things I watch anyhow.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I haven't thought about it too much. I think I kind of like, I probably sort of like go, okay, well, that could be right or it could be wrong. Like, people are good at like massaging the numbers in their favor and the confirmation bias.
The nerds on stage.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
I do.
Well, I wasn't in a TED Talk, but I was sort of involved in a TED event, and they take it really seriously. So I feel like the people they have on there, like they try to get the legit people, But
I hope so, because I like what I hear on there.
Yeah.
But I always wonder, like, is it completely legit?
Yeah. I mean,
I like it.
When they start getting into the demon semen, stuff.
It's time to turn it off. Turn it off if you hear that.
I recommend catching that one.
Talk about it. I am excited to hear about it. You know why? There's more to it, guys. Apparently, I have done that.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it again.
Well, the symptoms that are attributed to demon semen, like cysts.
Endometriosis. I thought you told me that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what she said in the thing. I believe. Don't quote me on it, but I'm like 90%.
He could be wrong.
I'm like 90% positive she said that endometriosis was caused by demon semen.
And
wait. So Robin and I know exactly what demon semen is, but maybe for our listeners and viewers, you could define it for us. For the folks at home.
That's really funny. So there was this doctor, and she promoted hydrochloroquine, and some dude who's got like a lot of Twitter followers just like, hey, I also like hydrochloroquine, and she talked about it, and she's wearing a lab coat, and hey,
wait,
everybody.
I think they already know about demon.
Well, he's saying for the viewers who maybe don't know about. Because they obviously know about it.
Of course. Right. I mean, why wouldn't you know that?
I mean, yeah, that my request and my transition was so smooth. Like, I mean, it's obvious. We're just super cool.
Yeah. And so she also has espoused that if you are naughty while you sleep, then the demons come in, and then that's why you get lady reproductive problems.
And so I said to Alicia, we were doing like a little Zoom, and I was like, Alicia, I've had sex with demons in my sleep, and I've had demon semen. And she was like, what are you talking about? And so I'm like, Google, and I said whatever it was that you're supposed to Google. I said like, Google Trump demon semen or something like that. And she does, and she's like, oh, I heard about this.
Man.
I'm sorry, it's inappropriate, but
no, that's
it's
okay.
fun to talk about sometimes.
It is.
That's great.
Yeah. If nothing else, it gives us entertainment.
Yeah, for sure. I think that if that is the case, if that's all it takes, then I guess we're all guilty. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting. That's some Rosemary's Baby kind of shit, huh? Maybe you'll start craving steak too, like really rare steak while you're at it. Just something bizarre.
She must be an expert demon semener.
Yeah, must have read the book.
She knows about the steak.
Well, let me tell you,
know?
I know all about it. Okay. I'll join that lady and write up a paper on the topic.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
I said I'll join that lady and we'll write a paper on the topic, in the scientific journals.
Dr. Robin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That reminds me of like a really a bizarre time in my early development. So Jamie and I are dating, and we're in Chico because that's where I went to college. And one of her friends from high school shows up, and we end up having this conversation. And she's speaking about demons coming into, and they're like in under your bed, and they're coming out of closets, and those are the things that cause you to do bad things in life. And she's reading this book, and she's like, you need to fight against that. You need to understand that there's things that are driving you towards, things that are not beneficial to humans, maybe that might hurt other humans, and fight it. And as she's saying it, I'm thinking, wow, that's kind of an interesting allegory to attribute these human vices on these dark and creepy things that are coming at you. It gives you something tangible to fight. And so I start asking her that way, and she's like, no, they're actually there. Like, oh, okay.
Not a metaphor.
You never know. But that was one of my first introductions to a very religious, well, I don't even know if that's very religious, but a specific type of religious person.
Yeah.
That's part of their belief system.
Right.
And it was really bizarre to me because that was not my upbringing. It would be like somebody telling you that Santa Claus was actually
yeah, for sure.
You don't know who's watching this. Actually, that's a mistake that we made.
What's that? You made a Santa mistake?
We made a Santa mistake, yeah.
What
Issa, we completely made a Santa mistake.
Did we?
Yeah.
What was our Santa mistake?
She said that she was like, she's even thinking about not telling her kids. Like, we messed up.
We didn't do a good job with Santa. She's like, I'm not going to do Santa.
We did too good of a job, and she believed everything.
Oh.
And then she found out, and she was like, you guys have been lying to me this whole time? That's like the worst thing you could possibly do to somebody.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? And we were like, well, we thought,
that's kind of what we did growing up.
And it was really fun, but
sorry for lying to you for a long time.
Yeah. Well,
how long did it take her to well, I mean, did she figure it out, or you guys were finally like, well,
we had Kaya help us.
Yeah.
Break it to her.
We asked Kaya to break it to her. We're like, hey,
She was questioning it.
Yeah, she was starting to question it, and I don't know. It was. It's a peculiar thing about life, Santa Claus.
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have never done Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Or a different version of Santa Claus. Maybe a different version of Santa Claus.
I have some friends who gave up on Santa, who never did Santa Claus. And I remember at the time thinking, dude, how mean. Every kid loves Santa Claus. And then now that I've gone through it, I go oh man, I wish I wouldn't.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on Santa Claus?
Yeah, maybe they were onto something, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, babe, did you want to ask the $1 million question of the evening?
Oh, the $1 million question? See, I was nickel and diming them with $10,000 or $100,000 questions and stuff.
That's the big question.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
$1 million right now.
Yeah.
I was just, enjoying the demon semen and the.
Me too.
Who doesn't?
You got to enjoy it. Might as well, right?
Demon Siemens and Santa Claus. Yes. Yes.
No, just joking. Yeah, $1 million question time. So, how has your guys' life changed since COVID started?
That's a great question, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I almost, I hold a lot of guilt over answering this question, to tell you the truth.
Really?
Yeah. Because I think I'm peak Jesse happiness at this point in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's almost too good, and I'm getting suspicious.
So describe your happy state. What's going on that makes you feel that way?
Well, I don't know. First, what's your thought on it before I tell mine?
Oh.
So I'm curious.
Oh yeah, I like it way better, but parts of it I don't like.
Yeah,
people getting sick and the divide in our country and
that's
all of that part. But the part of if for us, we decided to completely basically quarantined to, I mean, we go out for occasionally for more than just the essentials, but it's not often. And this is the kind of life I wanted to live. Like 2.5 years ago, I was asking Jesse, please, please, let's stop consuming so much and let's, focus on just, I don't know, slowing it down. We don't need to keep on, consuming and going out for me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to grow my own food. So
we kind of just went from being like big city party people to farmers over 6 months of COVID. And turns out farming is really good. I mean, it's really, really, it's nice. We're terrible. So
today
we suck at it.
We plucked a watermelon. We both spit it out.
Yeah.
It was overripe, even though I watched like a bunch of YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Like I got it wrong.
And we were suspicious of that watermelon
It's been sitting there for a while. And we were like, it's being ready.
And the internet says it just pulls right off the vine and it's ready. It's like the vine withers up and you got yourself a ripe watermelon.
Right.
And this one, it's taken too long and that vine was way too strong, but it was mush. Mush on the inside.
So we're terrible, terrible farmers right now.
Well, then Jamie went and got a cantaloupe, and because we have like a bunch of cantaloupes, so we're like, well, let's not make the same mistake, even though the cantaloupes came later.
And the cantaloupes are like on their vine. Like you go like that and the cantaloupe is staying on. You have to rip it from the vine.
And there's a bed of straw underneath our cantaloupes. I mean, we are taking care with these things.
Yeah,
watched a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, watched a lot of YouTube. And it tasted like dirt, like literally like dirt.
Oh no!
We both spit it out. So
it was the
like,
worst
sell your watermelon
ever.
This was lunch today.
It looked great.
It was pretty. But apparently you have to let the cantaloupe stay on the vine until the very, very end, and that's where all the sweetness comes from. So we have 3 more to try on.
So I have a little insider farmer tip for you.
Oh, I know. You guys were farmers.
Yeah. Well, and also my grandparents were from Arkansas, and they were like master farmers. They like made so much food that they could have fed like 50 people every year. But their trick was for melons, for cantaloupe and watermelon, if the little curly Q vine is brown, it's done.
Okay, so I saw that as well, and our watermelon lost that vine a long time ago.
Did it?
Yeah, it did, but it's still stuck on it. And I only know that because I watched that video like last night or the night before. Like, when he falls asleep, that's when I geek out for like 15 minutes before I fall asleep. I'm like, how do you tell if a watermelon's ripe?
Do you ever wake up and it's like auto played into like some completely other like dimension? Like, is that where you first heard of the demon semen?
Which I kind of like though, where it takes me sometimes.
Yeah.
Down the rabbit hole.
So I don't know if it's just like place and setting or what, but COVID has kind of put us into a level of reduced stress and better communication.
Well, Jesse gets to work from home now.
Yeah.
Right.
And the
That's a game
state,
changer.
they cut back all state employees like hours. So essentially, like if you're a state employee, you used to work these many hours, and now they're like, okay, well, you get 2 less days a month, and we're cutting your pay
because of like all the costs.
Because the state's not making money, so you can't have a bunch of state employees just out there like, woo, getting big checks now. So they did a good job with that, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And then in addition, like in my position, you can give back part of your salary, and so it's just
give back and get days off.
Yeah, and get back and get days off,
cool.
And so it's just I don't work as often. I'm working 4 days a week now, and then we get to farm. We don't have to drive anywhere.
Yeah, like we bought the electric car, and now it's actually costing us money to have the electric car.
Yeah.
And before it was saving us money.
Right, because you're not driving.
The old life, it was saving over $200 a month for us because of all the driving around I did.
Right.
Yeah.
And now it's costing us $200 because we're like, we're paying it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, it's great. My big thing about it though is that as I'm luxuriating in it, like honestly, to say that word, like all the time I'm thinking about the people who aren't and it's affecting so many. And
of course,
it makes me feel like kind of a bad guy, and it makes me look up to the people who are making a ton of money, and I'm like, hey, you're worse than me. You shouldn't be doing that.
But you know what's good is that for us, I feel like we're helping the majority of humankind, because by us staying in and wearing our masks when we do go outside, like, we're protecting not just us, but we're protecting other people. And we have to think of other people.
Yeah,
always.
Totally.
Yeah, but you could always do more. And it's just, it's a weird dichotomy of being insanely happy plus guilty.
Yeah.
And,
no, I totally hear you on that for sure. It's like, yeah, so for us too, like, you know, some stuff has changed a lot, but it's not so radical. And of course, like, none of us have gotten sick yet or anything. Like, so I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's great in a lot of ways, and it sucks for a lot of people, and maybe it'll suck for us at some point. Hopefully not. But
not
yeah,
that way. It will never suck for you. It'll be good.
Thank you.
Positive thoughts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah, PMA.
Yeah, I think it's just like, I like to work from home. Jason likes to work from home. So I think for the people that really need to, you know, like, be in the office for their mental health or whatever, just see other people, I think it's really hard. And then of course for everybody that got laid off or is, you know, or they're like on the front lines of everything, just can't even get a day off. They're so slammed and they're having to do everything in person. It's just like a lot of extremes. So I just feel like, this whole time is very extreme. So you're either like loving it or hating it, and there's probably not a whole lot in between.
My old life before this one was literally running from, I woke up late, like at 10, but I also didn't go to bed until like 4.
4, yeah.
And my day was nonstop, literally stressed, running, like cleaning my house. I run in my own house to clean it before clients would come over, or, you know, like whatever, like I'd speed, you know, to go get Issa because I didn't have enough time in the day. It was horrible.
That's why our car got like 12 miles per gallon.
Yeah, because I drove it like a race car.
Leadfoot Jamie over there.
So now, like, not having all that stress in my life is like a big release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple weekends ago, we both felt some stress, and it was almost incapacitating.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was thinking to myself, how did I ever live this way? Because am I just being like hypersensitive right now, and this little thing is totally, you know, doing something weird to me? Or was I just used to living this crazy stressed out lifestyle? And I don't have an answer to that, but I'm leaning towards now is just a better, less stressful time for me.
And it's done by consuming less.
Yeah.
Like, instead of going to the store, we used to go to the store, which I enjoyed going to the store every single day, but I would go and buy a bunch of things and they were in plastic. And now, like, everything's going down. Plastic consumption, because I make my own bread if I can. Yeah. You know, like, most of the time.
Yeah.
Like,
her basil the other night, I thought she was playing a joke on me and like put fake plants on the counter. I'm like, what? This isn't real big. Whoa, it is. It's so perfect.
Every time I pick it, I'm like, I snip my basil hard. You know? But it makes me feel better every time I do
hard,
it.
Basil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on that note, like, we, you know, this season we're doing like love stories, right?
Yeah.
But because, you know, you already kind of told your love story about like getting together and all the years of like, you know, like getting married and all those things, we thought maybe you'd want to tell us like your garden love story. Like, you know, it's like your new like love affair.
It is like a love affair for me.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like,
last night I was researching moist plants. And of course Jesse was being a total perv, and he's like,
I don't remember ever doing anything like that.
You were like, I'm not going to say what you said, but I was like, seriously.
Did he say something like how moist is your plant?
Yeah,
just something
like
so inappropriate
that involved a word.
You don't have to repeat it. It's okay.
So I researched a ton of like plants and trees, and it's super fun. Mm-hmm. So we're planning our backyard as like our own oasis. that we can eat from, like our little what's that garden? Eden.
Oh, a little Garden of Eden. Yeah, it is really
Sorry,
nice.
I should know that.
Yeah.
I know. I want to create my own Eden.
Yeah. I think you're, like almost all the way there. We came over and saw what you've been up to, and you completely transformed it. I mean, you've put like, I don't know, probably thousands of hours in out there. Like you can tell it's a lot different.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's really, really fun to go out and kind of act like a little kid.
It's like being a child again. We're playing in the dirt, and then like we'll build something and we're like, and then we just like fill it up with other dirt and rocks, and we're like, we like that. It's super fun. And it just, his parents, like and my grandma's place is the same way. They've created these like homes that you want to stay there, and so that's what we're trying to create, because I don't know, I don't need, for me to be happy, I don't need all the extra. I like the extra, it's fun, but I don't need it.
Yeah, it's becoming less like necessary for me as time goes on. But yeah, it's one of the things that I've really liked about working out there is that Jamie and I like to work on projects, kind of like this room you're seeing right now. And with the backyard, with this one, we were in such a hurry, and so Jamie would say, I need like this to do my job. And I'd work really hard.
Robin, he did all kinds of things tonight. He hung up a mirror. He put up a disco ball.
Oh, wow.
He did other things, like, he fixed the curtain that like fell.
Yeah, we refreshed the studio today.
A little bit, just a smidgen.
Like 6 hours, no, maybe 4
hours. We
spent
some time because we have time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5 hours we spent sprucing up the studio. I mean,
well, it was dirty.
It's weird. We're treating our home as if we just bought it. It's the weirdest thing.
Huh. Yeah, that's nice. It's really taking pride in making things better, making them how you want them to be and stuff. Like, because you're there all the time, it's like you kind of need to.
Yeah.
If you care about that stuff, if you care about like, whatever the vibe that your room is achieving and stuff, and how comfortable things are.
Well, I have to let you know a little secret. Like, we've lived here for like 5 years in this house, and we've just finished moving in.
All right.
Finished what?
Moving in.
From the barn.
Well, because we have curtains now, and I don't know. It's funny. It's like, I think the quarantine, like for me, is like we didn't do garden per se, because our yard is it's pretty small. And it's not really like big enough to do anything like that. But for the inside, we were like, okay, well, we're here all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm finally going to stop pretending like I don't live here. And I'm going to hang some things on the wall, and I'm going to put some curtains up.
Yeah.
And, I finally did it.
Oh, I can't wait to come over again and check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Someday, man.
One of these
Fingers
days.
crossed.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. People were trying to get into my grandma's house today.
Really?
We're like, no.
Well, there's a backstory. See, right now is the second time today I've had to wear a t-shirt, which is almost unprecedented nowadays. Because
he doesn't normally wear a shirt.
I don't
because I don't like the AC on, because we don't need it.
Yeah.
And you can just have no shirt on. That's fine by me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He was like,
we had to go to her grandma's house for a yard sale, and then it was intense.
It was an estate sale.
Yeah, get it straight, Jesse.
Yeah, see, we have a disagreement about this, about what's proper to call.
If you Google the term, thank goodness I was right.
Yeah.
Because I Googled it after I posted it as an estate sale. But
it really was. So what?
See, because
people wanted to go inside or something?
People have this preconceived notion of what an estate sale is, and it's not cups and just some miscellaneous stuff like on a weekend yard sale. Yeah. And we had no idea what it was really going to be.
Yeah, I just knew that my grandma was downsizing because she was leaving her home that she created this beautiful oasis, and she needed to downsize to move to town. And so I didn't know what was going to go out. And I don't think my mom knew really either.
Yeah.
So
at the time I was getting like, what I had in my head, it was not going to look like an estate sale. And I was like, it is,
so when he referred to me as,
I said, it's not ethical to refer to as estate sale and then have people show up and it's not that, then you're going to lose some standing in, society. People are going to think that you're a hyperbole person.
Yeah.
And that's not, you don't want to be a hyperbole person. So, but it turned out there was some great stuff there that anybody would have called an estate sale type of stuff,
Robin, I have a whole new set now.
Oh, you do?
It's either my great grandma's doily or my grandma's like doily tablecloth thing. It's all stained and super vintage. Jesse put it behind the sink as like a wallpaper, a doily wallpaper, and then hung a red mirror on it in like the changing area.
Wow.
So it's like a whole new thing I can play with.
Nice.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
That's estate sale worthy.
That is totally estate sale worthy.
Great grandma's doily.
So I apologize. I take it back. It was right. But you were.
I didn't sleep last night because I kept waking up like estate sale. Estate sale because
somebody's gonna think I'm a hyperbole person.
I was freaked out. That was my stress, guys. That's Corona stress now.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. What a funny thing to get stressed out about. But to me, anyway, sleep. Because if somebody was like, "You're a hyperbole person," I'd be like, "Shut up." I am not. What are you talking about? So like one thing that we wanted to ask you was like what is keeping you sane? But it sounds like you're not feeling like you're going insane. It sounds anymore. To me like you're happy.
that left in like month 3.
Okay.
Holy day, like Jesse grew out his hair.
Yeah.
He
doesn't wear a shirt anymore. I was wearing a totally different outfit, and Jesse's like, I don't think that's appropriate. You're going to be going on the internet. You can't wear that. And I'm like, this is what I wear. It's hot in our house.
Yeah.
I feel warm, actually.
That's another thing I have anxiety about. Like my hair's, I haven't had a haircut in 6 months because I don't go to an office.
Right.
I'm just like a wild farmer. And I had to go to my office like 2 days ago. And so I'm sitting there in front of the mirror in the morning. I'm looking at myself. I'm like, I got to tame this somehow. Like, what do I do here? And so I just gelled it up really good. And like
Gavin
Newsom did. I was like, Gavin Newsom does it. Wow. So yeah, I'm going to just try to do that. I don't think it's hip, but I don't even know what's hip anymore. It's been that long. You gotta detach from reality.
Take a picture. You guys do a selfie out in the garden and get your Gavin Newsom hairdo in
You
place.
know what? I have a picture of it I took the other day.
Yeah.
It's on my phone. I'll show you.
Cool.
Sun Medica. I got to take some pictures of some masks and some like knee traction things.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And he handed out a bunch of masks for free in our own community. Which I thought, like super awesome. So I was like, I'll totally take pictures of those masks.
For free.
Yeah, for free. And then he's like, I'll give you some masks. Well, cool. I kind of wanted the masks. I hinted around. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
Like, you know what you were doing.
If you want to give me a small case of those masks, I could totally take good pictures of it.
I haven't backed them up into Dropbox yet. I'll find them, Rob.
Okay, yeah. Send it to me.
We need to see that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a great picture. It's in my Pixie set, I think.
Yeah, I was happy with it. I was like, hey, I don't look like a wild farmer anymore.
Nice.
So, that's something I was curious about. You were talking about how the melons were pretty disappointing. Has there been any food? It sounds like the herbs are great, but like any other food that's been
are just
corn. We decided the okra.
Yeah.
Like my mom's like, you're gonna love it. Like pick it when it's small. Well, I like okra, but our okra.
Ooh.
What was it just like crazy strong flavor or what?
It was like it turned into like a drink you had in college in your mouth.
Like the cement mixer, yeah.
Ooh.
But, like we have this real problem where a lot of our food comes out tasting just like the soil it grew in.
Oh.
The smell, the olfactory version of it. You're just like, I feel like I'm tasting what I smelled when I laid down this soil. And that doesn't taste good, you know?
Yeah.
So, but the tomatoes, the cucumbers are all insanely good. We eat those on regular.
Sorry, I'm so slow. I have nothing hooked up on this phone right now because I fried it the other day because of coronavirus.
Yeah, that's one thing that got us.
It cost us $200 for a new phone.
So Jamie's got an iPhone 10, right? And she's like, are these things waterproof? I'm like, I'm pretty sure they are full waterproof.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right. So she has notoriously dry skin and didn't want to use alcohol to disinfect her phone. So she ran it under the sink.
For 20 seconds.
For 20 seconds.
Oh, no.
It was fine.
But
thankfully.
it needed a charge.
But it also needed a charge. And so when she plugged it in, then poof.
Oh, man.
That iPhone.
Dang it.
So usually Jesse hooks up my phone for me, and he hasn't done that. So that's why it took me so long to get into my phone and into Pixie Set, because I had to actually log in and find everything.
So here's the I set up her phone so it was functional, but I didn't do
it doesn't even see my face right now. I can't talk to her. I can't do anything.
Well, she didn't back up her phone at all, so none of the passwords were in there.
I lost all my contacts.
I was really sad about
I had
that.
a lot of contacts.
In this day and age, all her contacts and all her everything was gone.
Well, some of them are there. It's weird. It's I don't know. Some of I don't understand.
Maybe a year and a half ago's data was there.
Man,
and
man.
So
stupid.
And so she's using it. She's like, hey, this thing doesn't really work. There's stuttering and some apps aren't working. And I'm like, all right, well, you got to show me. And she did. And I'm like, all right, well, restart it. Tell me if it still happens. Long story short, this has been going on too long. And now it's way past the time when we can just go get the replacement phone.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and this picture was based off of, what's that guy's name that just was arrested?
Elon Musk.
Steve Bannon.
This was based on this light. I was the Google gave me some news and it had Steve Bannon, and I was like, wow, that's great light. I want to practice that. And so I was like, Jesse, will you put this mask on? They didn't ask for this picture, but I need to practice this light.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And I had just freshly Gavin Newsom because I so it was
I like it.
Worlds combined, and
That was looking good.
It's very stately. It's a very dignified mask portrait. Yes.
What about I know you guys love to listen to music as much as we do. What have you been listening to? Has there been any strong favorites that have lasted all the way through, or are you kind of coming and going on different bands, or?
Oh yeah, because you guys did the mixtape.
Yeah,
I remember a couple of those being. We actually been listening to Wildfire again. It's a CD that we grew up with.
Yeah.
That was our road trip, the senior year out of high school road trip and
was
CD.
Was it
Tom Petty's Wildflower?
Yes.
We must listen to that thing a million times back
so
and forth
good.
to the coast. So you asked music that we've been listening to.
Oh yeah.
Here's one. Gunfighters Ballads.
Oh, well, we got that at the estate sale.
That is sweet.
But I love it because you know what? My grandma and grandpa listened to that.
Yeah, and her grandpa used to be the sheriff.
He was the sheriff. One of my earliest memories of my well, not earliest, but one of my great memories of him is we showed up somewhere. It's this huge ranch, and my grandpa was 6 foot, 4, 5. Yeah. He was humongous. And he comes riding on a black stallion, and he's got black chaps on, a black cowboy hat. Comes galloping up, and I'm this little kid. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But you guys can enjoy this one.
Ooh.
Sounds of Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yes, child.
And then my personal favorite here.
So we took that one to Grandma. We were sitting on the patio, and we're like, Grandma, what is this all about? She reads it and she's like, or something, and we're like, well, we're going to listen to it. So we're really curious. We haven't yet.
Oh,
I bet it's
good.
some real, 70s sort of strings and real smooth,
I can't wait. I'm super excited.
You'll have to tell us if it's as magical as that cover looks,
Yeah.
Is there anything sexier?
Yeah.
A spent cigarette?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
I love it. I'm gonna copy that light one day.
Yeah, that is a great light. So you've been listening to records. I'm kind of jealous. I keep like, I love the way records look, but we don't currently have turntables, and I'm just like, oh, someday. But then there's the problem of like, when you get a turntable and you're married to someone who's a musician, it can't just be that little $40 turntable from Barnes and Noble. It has to be, like this whole setup with all the speakers. And I'm like, dude, I don't know if we can go down that road, man.
Yeah. I think you should let him do it, Robin.
Oh,
I think you should invest, because like Jesse's built a speaker wall now with like his Christmas present was a fancy record player.
Yeah.
And it's nice, I have to say. And if the internet goes out, we have records.
Yeah, that is nice.
That's really nice. Yeah, because I mean, I guess I probably have a few songs saved to my phone, but like,
not a lot.
That would get old pretty quick,
For eternity? What if that happens?
Oh my God, eternity.
No, we're coming to storm your place probably when we need a music and fresh vegetable fix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'll see us out in the driveway for sure. Speaking of that, so like, I hear you've been preparing for the fall. So like,
oh gosh,
what does that look like to prepare for the fall now that you're farmers?
Yeah.
Well, right now I have like a lot of seeds growing.
Yeah.
But you know what? I wanted to do this anyhow. So it's not like I'm like crazy COVID person. It's an excuse for me wanting to live my permaculture dream. So it's kind of fun.
You get a twofer.
It's a twofer. And I love twofers. They're the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm growing a ton of seeds in recycled containers, like our sour creams and strawberry containers, which are great for retting because it keeps the moisture better than the little black pots.
Yeah.
So keep your strawberry containers
pots.
and blueberry containers.
So, okay. So like the plastic strawberry container.
Yeah. So I just cut off the lid and I use that. And those are my favorite to grow my seeds in.
For some reason, I was picturing like those old strawberry container things that were like that green,
that makes sense.
plastic wire mesh type of stuff or whatever. I was like, wow, well, that would dry out really quick, wouldn't it? Like,
you'd be watering all the time.
It'd be hard to pack dirt in there,
Yeah, totally.
I'm an idiot.
And I did go to Orchard and I bought a bunch of organic beans.
Oh.
But I'm trying to become a vegetarian too. So it's like, it works out. So now we have a great bean selection.
So, but I thought you had a...
Pretty exciting over here.
No.
But you know what? There's some beans that are delicious. Like Jesse and Issa, they were eating tacos with chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I ate my tacos with chickpeas and it was so dang good.
Oh,
and the other day I made BLTs for our family and I used like Farmer John's brand. I'm sorry, Farmer John's, if you're listening to this podcast.
They're not a sponsor, right?
No.
But inside of the bacon, like I was cutting it and there was like a tumor inside of the bacon.
Oh.
Like in the white part of the fat. It wasn't in the first like 3 or 4 or 5 pieces. It was in the middle of like the stack, this like miniature tumor.
Ew.
So I was like, huh? Yeah, it was disgusting.
Wow.
Do you want to know something else disgusting?
Sure.
Once,
this is the gross out corner.
When I was young, I loved McDonald's chicken sandwiches with extra mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Ate them all the time, like a giant iced tea and a chicken sandwich with extra mayonnaise. And I bit into my chicken sandwich and the entire wishbone was in it.
Whoa.
That was my last chicken sandwich ever. I was like, forget that. Are you kidding me?
I'm amazed it had a bone in
was
it.
Inside of it.
Yeah, I'm
around it.
How did the bone survive like the meat melting process that they use?
Yeah. When I was like 15 and a half, I worked at Carl's Jr. and on the box of chicken stars, it actually said for ingredients back then, chicken parts. If I had a cell phone, I would have taken a picture.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's chicken parts. Let's keep it vague. Yeah. Yeah.
So another benefit to having a farm.
Well,
like,
so
I'm gonna eat something.
Tell us about your like prepper closet or prepper room. Like, don't you have like some kind of prepper thing happening?
We're down to one kid in the house now, so we've got an extra bedroom, and that room has become this our second pantry.
It's pantry too.
Pantry too. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not crazy.
No.
It has a lot of beans. Like I asked Jesse because he needs his own like desk space because he's working at my space right now, from home because it's the best space. But so I can't work. It's awful.
Oh dang.
But
she's like, you're working at my desk. I guess I don't have to work during COVID.
So it was actually Issa's old bedroom because Kaya moved out. He needs to maybe have his own desk space. So I'm trying to talk him into a bean flour pantry storage office space because I think you can make it really cool. Like really hippie chic, like yoga studio.
A bean storage slash civil engineering office.
Oh my god!
I can make it, guys. I'm telling you, I can make it. It'll be cute. So that's what we're trying to do.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Well,
I'm picturing Jesse like barely able to move, like at his desk. There's just like beans hemming him in everywhere. Like,
yeah.
I got like my T square. I'm like trying to.
There's not going to be that many beans, guys. Come on.
So do you have?
I'm crazy.
Do you have like rice and like I'm trying to think what else is going to be in this pantry, like oil and I don't know.
Here's how you know that we're yuppies. We have a strategic stockpile of San Pellegrino.
We do. And the reason why is because I love limeades. Limeades are so freaking delicious. We bought a lime tree. That's how much we like limes now. Yeah. We go through limes.
We've always liked limes.
Limes are great. We went to Mexico and we had key limes, and after that I was hooked.
Oh man.
I was like, limes are freaking rad. So instead of alcohol, I drink limeades, or instead of like energy, because I used to drink energy drinks. Instead of that, I'll drink a limeade.
Yeah, I have to.
And then I'm saving the green Pellegrino bottles in case we ever build an Earthship.
Oh.
Yeah. That's next week, isn't it?
It's in your face. Google it.
Yeah.
You'll be impressed.
Earthships are actually pretty rad.
Yeah.
I think I know. I think I've seen some of that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we even entertained that idea for like a period of time. I think when probably Morgan was a baby, we were talking about like, we could forget this like, city life and all this and how much real estate costs, and let's make what we called a mud dauber house, what basically a mud structure, that's basically in the ground. So yeah, I get the appeal.
Buy some land and do it. We can.
Do you want to start a hippie community?
No.
An eco village? We can make our own eco village, guys. I'm not kidding.
I think it appeals to me slightly more than this one here, but like it does not appeal to her.
We can make like a discoteca for you.
Okay.
A mud discoteca.
Okay. All right. This is maybe getting a little friendlier.
Okay. I like that. Like a Coachella kind of like festival mud dauber hut that we can dance in at
strobe lights.
Yeah.
Socially distance, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can socially distance outdoors with a mask on 6 feet away.
Yeah.
It's super fun. That's something
so
at the estate sale today. Like I had my mask on and it's Shingletown. So Shingletown is more conservative. And for some reason, it seems like some conservative people don't want to wear their masks.
Yeah.
So it was like a 50-50 there. But there were people literally closer than 6 feet to me coughing.
No. What?
Yeah. I was like, seriously?
Yeah.
And then my grandma was talking to this woman who was a very lovely woman, but they were in like this little like closed shop and the door was shut and I walked in and the one lady has no mask on in a closed room with my grandma who's like 83 years old. My grandma has a mask on, but it was open at the top. And I'm like, Grandma. And then like I mean, not that she's totally with it, but she's not normally wearing masks. You know, she's up in Shingletown. But I was like, what? Man. Grandma, you gotta have the door open. Yeah. You gotta let some air go through.
That sounds sketchy.
Yeah, for sure. You know, my friend Johanna was in town and she went to the park down here, downtown, where the food trucks are, and they had an art event, and she's a muralist, so she did a mural, and her mural was of Mona Lisa, and it said like smile on the side, and then at the end she painted on a mask, and she put Mona Lisa's smile on the outside of the mask, like a little like red lips.
Who is this that did this?
My friend Johanna, who lives in San Diego.
Oh, that is awesome. She did that at our park?
Yeah, she was up here with her family this week. Anyway, it's a really cool mural. I'll have to share the picture, but everybody in the park was like, "Oh, we love your mural. It looks so great, blah blah blah." As soon as she painted the mask on, some guy comes up to me because I was like sitting next to her or whatever, and he's asking me like, "Why did she put the mask on the Mona Lisa?" I was like, I don't know. Why don't you ask the artist? He's like, aren't you guys together or something? And then I was like, well, I guess it's because, we're all supposed to be wearing masks. Well, we were wearing our masks, Johanna and I, but there was like 200 people in this park. There was like 2 other people maybe that had a mask on total.
No.
Oh, yeah. And they were like, how come you had to make a political statement? And she's like, I could have gone way more political than this.
It's a safety.
It's a science thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, very interesting that they thought that was so political. As soon as she put the mask on, everybody was like, I'm out of here.
Wow. Oh, well, that's awesome. I think that's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's all fake and then we look like the fools.
Well, I mean, you know what? I've been wearing a lot of uncomfortable stuff like my whole life, like maxi pads and crap. So.
Oh, totally. A mask is no problem.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't care.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I don't even think I'm going to care, honestly, because today it was so smoky that I needed my mask anyway.
So. Yeah.
We're healthier than them by wearing our masks today out in the smoke.
There you go.
Like, we couldn't do gardening the other day because it was so smoky that Jesse's like, this is too dangerous for us to be out here working.
Yeah.
Exactly. We have to go inside.
Yeah, I can see like little chunks of like ashes falling on my arm as I'm digging. I'm like, no, that's probably not.
We shouldn't be breathing this in.
Yeah. Smoke a pack of cigarettes,
Climate change is not real.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, between the smoke and the COVID, it's been kind of tough this week a little bit, because it's like I feel like I can't go outside.
Disruptive for us, certainly.
Yeah. Got cut into our farming time.
Yeah. Don't like when it cuts.
My chicken coops got a little stinky because I didn't turn the soil.
Yeah.
So yeah, I stepped out tonight and I was like, oh yeah, your cloth that you gave me, that like pink one, it's over there that I usually keep on my couch.
Oh yeah.
So I was like moving it and a moth had like made a home in it. So there's a hole in your piece of cloth now. Sorry.
It's okay.
So that's why I opened the door because I was like, okay, we got to get rid of that. Anyhow, where was I going?
You smelled the chicken.
I could smell my chicken coop from my garage or studio door.
Yeah.
So I was like, uh-oh.
Better get up there. Those ladies aren't happy.
Yeah. It must have been a little while since you'd been messing around in the studio if you had a moth in there.
It's been a while since I've messed around in the studio. It's crazy. Like the space was such a wreck that I try to work in like product photography. I can do whatever I want. I choose not to shoot people without a mask on because I don't want to continue the pandemic issue.
Right.
So, and I don't want to do it right now.
Yeah.
And
plus you can't work because you don't have a desk. I mean,
I don't have a desk, guys. How am I supposed to work?
Gosh, that's crazy.
I don't remember what I was saying.
I should get rid of my desk and then I'll never have to work again.
Yeah, I don't mind working different job right now. I'm just interested in something else right now, which is being a better human, eating organic food, being more present for my family and my child. Well, obviously part of my family.
So have you guys gone to many yard sales and like even pre-COVID?
Oh yeah.
Robin's pretty big into the yard sailing scene, I would say. Not recently, but, back in the day, she would hit the yard sales pretty hard. I hate like picking through like a bunch of dirty stuff. There's no mystery that keeps me interested and keeps me into it. I'm just like, I do it for like 5 minutes because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll find something really cool. And then I shut down.
Oh, like he has to go stand like away from the junk. Like it just stresses him out.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, the treasure hunt.
Yeah.
Did you ever try going like at the beginning of like when they open up?
The early birds.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple about last year when I started collecting stereo stuff, we would try to go to some of the local yard sales. 'Cause I didn't know maybe these things were common at like yard sales. It turns out they weren't. But we started showing up earlier and earlier, trying to see if maybe it was just getting purchased earlier. And man, it is a dog eat dog world. That first 15 minutes of yard sailing.
Oh my
They
gosh.
reminded
Holy
of the
cow.
chickens in the run.
Yeah.
When you like turn over the soil, they're like, wah! That's what the people were like. They were all bent over, like grabbing everything. I was like, oh my goodness, it was bonkers.
Yeah.
Did you guys see some fights and stuff or shouting matches?
Yeah, there was one.
There was one fight my mom broke it up.
Yeah.
Not like this kind of brawl, but it was like, I saw it first. No, I saw it first.
Oh, geez.
And we were like, and I'm like, no, you can't be over here. This is not for sale. Like I had to use my wedding, like when I try to control big groups in weddings, I'm always like, no, listen to me. I had to do that to people to get them off the patio.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
They were fighting over statues.
Yeah. And the reason why is because they got all worked up thinking they were going to an estate sale.
But if you Google estates, if you Google it, it's anybody who's downsizing their house to move. And that's precisely what my grandma was doing. So I was correct, titling it an estate sale. And if I just stuck to my guns, I would have slept last night over that if I just believed it. But all night I was like, no, it's in a garage sale, yard sale. Are people going to be mad?
And they were.
They were mad. Some people were mad. And we weren't ready at 9 o'clock because my sister didn't show up. Like she was supposed to come and help my mom. My mom started at dawn, bringing stuff out. And my sister was supposed to go. She didn't go. Totally busted. And so I told my mom I'd be there around 8, and I was just going because I was feeling lazy. I didn't want to really help with the garage sale very much. And so, because I did the pictures and other things, but I wanted to go check it out,
Yeah.
And so we show up, and my poor mom, there's boxes everywhere. Nothing's out, like one sheet of stuff. There's stuff, but
There's still a number of boxes that need to be unwrapped.
Yeah.
And things that weren't even out of the house yet.
Yeah. And then early birds showed up, and we had a sign, I made a sign that said 9 a.m. please, and we were going to shut the gates, no one come in. But then my mom let this guy in, and as soon as she let one in, they all came in, and I'm trying to take things out of boxes, and they're picking the chickens. It was bonkers.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know prices of anything, and they're like, what's this, and my mom's running, literally running and sweating. I was like, oh my goodness.
At one point I looked out onto 299.
Oh yeah, people were honking. Driving
there
by
was traffic
on
jams
44.
on 44. There's people parked all up and down the highway.
20 cars.
Wow.
That is amazing. That was just this morning, today?
This morning.
Yeah. That's how we started today. It was insane.
It was bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of stressing me out a little bit just hearing about all that. That.
Yeah.
Man.
It was and then thank goodness my mom, there's a family friend that was up there, and then I didn't know any prices. I don't know what grandma wants to sell anything for. I don't want to say the wrong price, And so then he's just started throwing out numbers that were low, and I'm like, all right. So then I just started throwing out crazy low numbers, and it was here, and I'm got money, and it's dropping on the ground.
Oh my God.
It was bonkers. To me, it was. I've been living a COVID life, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, see, now I know where the party's at. if I want to like, really get in on some like hot action, I'm just going to get up early and go to some yard sales. It sounds like
should, Robin. Now I've seen it. I know how to behave at
Drink a Red Bull first.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Get aggressive.
Yeah.
Do some push-ups.
Yeah. Well, I used to have a lot of yard sales. Like I used to go to a lot and I used to have a lot, and I thought it was a great way to make some extra cash. Oh my gosh. Like the last one that I had was so awful. I've never done one again, and it's been like 12 years. Because, partly that, but also because I just didn't sell a lot, and it was so much work and it was so hot. And like when it was all said and done, I still had like an entire truckload of stuff left. And I was just like, oh man, I think I'm just going to donate stuff from now on.
You know what? I like donating stuff actually more than a yard sale for us. We did a yard sale once, but ever since then, I just donate everything to the POP, People of Progress, because it goes to our local homeless people. Like all the money that goes to the POP goes to our homeless, as far as I understand. We're helping like rehab people.
Although I have to tell you, I've been sad because I've driven by there and they're closed. They've been closed for
right
a
now.
long time.
So we cleaned out Isabella's room.
Yeah, that's one crazy COVID thing is that we went and like tidied up
Half
everything.
the studio was literally full of the rest of the house. Like, it was crazy in here. There was so much stuff that I was like, again, why do we have all of this stuff?
Yeah, it's a sobering moment to stand over a mountain of garbage that you spent all this time and money collecting.
Stressed out, working like a dog.
And you look at it and you go, that's all garbage.
Yeah,
right.
Why did I work for that?
Yeah.
Worked hard for that, I'm sure.
So we're changing our, trying to consume less.
Trying to. We'll see.
We're pretty greedy.
Yeah.
Totally. Well, it's a good undertaking for sure. And I know what you mean. It's like you lust after stuff or whatever. You're like, oh, I got to get this thing. And then I'm sure you've had this experience too, where it's like you get it and then you're just like, okay, that's great. And then about 5 minutes later, you're just like, all right, on to the next thing. I feel nothing.
We have a good something possibly for Charlie.
Oh.
Yeah. It's my
item?
old RPT keys. I spent a bundle on it, like $350. It was expensive, maybe more.
It's not like a MIDI keyboard, but it's like a programmable keyboard. But it's like that old school, like clunky ka-tunk button type of thing.
Yeah.
And I know those are pretty like popular right now with the kids will make like the mechanical keyboards, but it's a weird shape. It's going to take a lot of time to like find something to program it.
It will probably take him, Jesse estimated, like 25 hours.
Yeah, it might take him like a couple days to like figure it out and make it work and do something cool.
Yeah.
But he's welcome to it if he wants it.
I used to use it for my editing. So instead of like having to look for certain things, I just press one button and it'd run the whole, whatever I wanted it to do.
Oh, interesting.
So I programmed into it jobs, like tasks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh. That sounds cool.
Yeah. So, and you know how like accountants use like the key thing? I would just use that for my editing.
Weird. I don't think I ever saw that in action.
No, that was before Raj.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah. Nobody around here wants to spend that amount of time making it work again.
But I thought Charlie might have fun with it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he would love it.
He loves that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I would love to give it to him.
Cool.
Yeah.
So like I am really like, it makes me feel hopeful and inspired that you guys are all like living your best life because of COVID.
Is today your birthday?
No.
When
Not
was your
quite.
birthday? Did it happen?
No, on the 30th.
On the 30th. I thought it was this weekend for some reason. What's today's date?
The
22nd.
22nd.
Oh, we have a while. Okay.
No, it's like, it's a week from,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, a week and
tomorrow.
an hour away.
So, Jason, do you have something amazing planned for her?
Yeah,
Good.
I do. I can't say, of course, because, she's right here, but it is a surprise.
Just whisper it into the microphones.
Yeah, we won't tell her.
I still want to risk it,
So, like, I'm still young for one more week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really planning to make the most out of it by like, working from home and like homeschooling. It's going to be really, really amazing. And then when I turn 40, we're going to go camping because that's all you can do. So I don't know if I really planned on going camping when I turned 40. That was like oh my gosh, I'm going to celebrate being 40 by going camping, but I'll take it.
Yeah. I think that's going to be fun.
Yeah. Totally. I think it will be too. Yeah. So, so I think we're like, I don't know. This to me feels like a different kind of story than like some of the other COVID romance stories that I've heard. Like everything I hear is about like people like breaking up, getting divorced, like they hate each other because they're trapped because of COVID. Like all this stuff, horrible stuff is happening because they can't get away from each other. So it's kind of refreshing to hear like like you like it, like you're into it,
Yeah, totally. You gotta like your partner.
Yeah.
That helps.
Like if I couldn't stand him, I would probably want to break up too.
Yeah.
But it's I think it's more than that in that we kind of hit this perfect storm of just getting to a point in our lives where a lot of our stresses were leaving.
Yeah.
And we were feeling very comfortable. And
that's true.
It's just it was a lot of climbing uphill really hard and getting a lot of knocks back for so many years.
Like braces and every doctor's visit, you were like, holy cow, how much do I owe?
Yeah, and I didn't have good insurance forever.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of comfort. And then, at the time also like pre-COVID, we were just spending too many resources on like
just having fun.
We
were irresponsible.
Yeah, we were just being like irresponsible kids again. And it's, I don't know, that didn't foster like a lot of.
We actually told Issa because we were irresponsible. Like we were in full blown like party debt.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, let's go out. Jamie's got it. You want this? Jamie's got it. And all of a sudden I was like, oh shoot. Stop. I can't pay for the Uber anymore, guys. You need to start chipping in here. Yeah. So I had like debt, and then he did a bunch of overtime right before, like a year before COVID. And so I paid it all off, and then he worked a ton of overtime. So he worked really hard. We were telling Isabella, we were very fortunate because we weren't running in debt. And we had a little bit of like a savings, so it didn't feel as hard for us with COVID. Right. But if you were struggling,
totally different.
Like we were, like we would have been like if we were living like how I was working before, we'd be screwed.
Yeah.
We'd be in so much trouble.
Yeah.
I'd be like, shoot, I have to do photography right now. That's what would happen. I'd be working right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would have been there in the park being like, get that dang mask off the Mona Lisa. I'm trying to feed my kids here.
I would still want people to wear masks, but I would probably be shooting them. I would probably just socially distance and still shoot them.
Yeah.
So, it's lack of stress. That's a big key, I think.
Consuming less.
Yeah.
Lack of stress.
So you don't have to chase the fun. It's just like it's happening. Like the parameters for fun have changed, and I think that's true for us too. And like if you're not going out and doing stuff, it's just like it's okay just to be home and just to relax and hang out. And it's like you don't need if it's not there, you realize, well, I didn't really need to do that, to go out and find all this external stuff.
Like we'll go pick some of our fresh herbs and we'll like play, like we'll make like a pizza night. I've made the dough and we have all this stuff from Trader Joe's, and then except for the herbs, and then Jesse will turn on Italian music, like the cheesiest bistro Italian music, and we'll like have some wine and we'll be like, woo, we're in a little bistro in Italy, and we invite Isabella along. She's like, but we have fun with it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, is she like, you crazy kids and your pizza night?
It's like being kids again, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, thank you so much for being on the show again. I feel like we always have too much fun, and I love your set. So thanks for setting up your studio again.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
It was good that you did that because it got a little cleaning. So.
Yeah. We'll have to do this again sooner than later. And we could also hang out on Zoom and not record it too. We could just hang out.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Might be fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, you guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we are back. That was a fun interview. So thank you, Jamie and Jesse. And we loved your set. It was super cool. Of course, we know they are always going to have the best lighting,
Yeah.
Because they have a photography studio.
Totally. Yeah, it seems like, you've learned a lot of lighting from those guys.
I sure have.
And stuff. And that's really cool because we can bring it into your home now.
Hey.
But yeah, thanks guys. That was awesome to talk to you, and we'll do it again. Yeah. And it's, I don't know, we're just really inspired by what Jamie and Jesse have done in their yard and kind of customizing their home to what they want to do and stuff. It's just really cool. It's like they've taken like these COVID lemons and made some like Beyonce level lemonade.
Wow, that's a pretty good compliment because that Beyonce lemonade is fierce.
Yeah, I think they're part of the Illuminati now.
Oh wow.
Oh, I said the word. Fuck. Shit, that's probably worse than typing it into Google, right?
Oh, probably.
Because when they do that, that's when they start surveilling you harder. Jay-Z and Kanye and Bey.
Well, I wore the right earrings for surveillance.
You did, yeah. You're jingle jangling. You got your Golden Girls Golden Grill.
I got my chandelier earrings. Those I wore these for Jamie.
Nice. She'll appreciate it. I hope.
Oh, she will.
Yeah, but now we have our one of our new segments for the new season.
Yeah.
We would like to now take a moment to bow our heads and bring in some words from one of the hottest young writers in the underground slam poetry circuit, circa 1989?
89? Yeah.
89, 90, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Noriega. Panama. Wait, Panama? Where did we go? We went into Nicaragua. No.
You're asking the wrong person.
Where was Noriega? Maybe, Jesse will probably know. Anyway, hit me up on the Twitter and let me know where and when that happens. But anyway, not to digress too hard there, but this lady, man, she was hitting the slam poetry circuit hard.
Oh, yeah.
And we wanted to bring you this week's installment of Babe Words.
And I liked how you changed it to Babe Weirds, because it is a little weird.
Definitely. Okay. This one's entitled simply Life. Her life was simple, but not so, everyone says, get away for a while. She could not leave her house for just a little while.
I'm sorry.
But when she got around to it, she was old and crippled and could not go. And that should teach you a lesson. Okay, let's do it one more time.
No, that's
no. Is that good?
That's yeah.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't drop too much knowledge on the world.
Yeah, once was enough.
If I repeated that, it might be equivalent to like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters, or
right.
Like Marty accidentally seeing himself when he goes back, or wait for Back to the Future or to the fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to do this whole thing again. I missed the line. We rehearsed this so many fucking times too. Jesus Christ. Rehearsals all days. Lady over here is just a taskmaster.
It's hard to be a poet and a taskmaster. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
a poet and a genius.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was life. And this is life. And this is teambabe.life. If you'd like to find us on the interwebs, that's where you go. Yeah, and thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any suggestions for guests that we've got to have on, interesting relationships of any kind, let us know.
Yeah.
Send us an email.
Blow up the old inbox with your ideas.
Write your idea on a $20 bill and send it to...
Oh.
Yeah. So, anyway, we're going to throw up some deuces. And peace out, man.
Yeah. Peace out, dude.
Peace out, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and Person Scouts and non-person Scouts like Fox Scouts and Fairy Scouts. Yeah. It's been grand.
Yes. Thank you for this marvelous time that we've had together.
Yeah.
It's hard to say goodbye.
It is. Parting is such sweet sorrow. And if I'm going to peace out with anyone, babe, it's going to be you.
All right. Cool, dude.
And I love you, babe.